Hey guys, what's happening? Hope you had a good holidays. Getting back on track here. I got a new computer and had a lot of family in town. Sorry I missed the big red week we had. I would have liked to make a video or two during that week, but it just wasn't possible. Windows 10 wasn't cooperating with my sound gear. Anyways, I'm back. We're having a red day today, as you probably already know. Just scanning the market. It's already late in the American day, 5 o'clock p.m. right now. We've got some general dissatisfaction in the red zones. Not too many straight bombs, but we'll cover a couple of those. We've got a few gainers, of course. Anyways, I want to jump right into some specifics instead of just running through the top 50 today. I wanted to jump to this one, NXT, which is a prime example of something we've already seen a couple times, and we might see a few more. As you see with this chart, we had this. This isn't even a moon. This is they escaped the galaxy on this one, and anyone hanging on has had a pretty rough couple days here. NXT has gone from $1, $2, all the way down to 71 cents. It's a decimation. I think we saw that the other day with Verge. McAfee's first fist bump. I'm not going to talk too much about McAfee. We met at the end of the video, but we're going to see a few of these because of McAfee's little pumps. He pumped too many individual coins back to back, and people are going to get tore up if they don't get out of these, which the panic alone causes. After the panic of this causes this. Not good times. NXT was a chart people were talking about and asking about 3 weeks ago. The thing is it's cloud storage. We already have cloud storage in other crypto. Storage being one of them, STORJ. There's another one. It's been a little while since I looked at it, but NXT might be a good cloud storage program, but nonetheless, it's still cloud storage. It's not going to sustain a growth like this, even though the prices are projected to look amazing on a few of these new cloud storages. We can't go from 7 cents to $2 with some kind of pullback. This was not just going to keep going up and up. So it pulled back, and here we are. If you're in some cryptos that are up here still from the last couple weeks, just be careful. You probably already know, but this can turn into this. Let's look at Icon. I did really well in Icon last week. I believe I bought around here and caught up to here, and then might have converted and caught somewhere around here again, hoping for a next catch. Icon is coupled with Aeon and Wanchain, which has still not been released. In terms of they're gearing up to be multi-tiered cryptos. They want to let cryptos communicate with each other. I've already posted a bunch about these three. I won't linger on it, but Icon is now facing kind of super pump, or rather super hype. It's not super pumped. The pump is appropriate, but it's reaching kind of cult hype status. People are waiting for it. They're talking about it more like it's a platform or protocol. It's Korean. It's driven by the Korean market especially, but not at all by itself. Americans, including myself, caught a nice ride on Icon. Sticking in the group with Aeon and Wanchain when it comes out is you don't want to be left behind on these, I don't think. Let's just jump to the next one. Salt. I got into Salt before its little pump or something around here. Salt just released its lending platform. I guess loans are going to start being available. I had my doubts about it because I don't know much about how they're trying to collateralize the loans or give lenders or lendees some kind of scoring process. Otherwise, people can just take out loans and run with the money. But I need to look into it a little closer now that we hit crunch time. I wasn't in that speculator mode with salt, which was about $4 for a really long time, and it's gone up well. You could have done well on it, but I was in other cryptos, and now I decided, now that the platform's released, now I'm a little more interested again. If you did well on salt, congrats. We'll jump to another one. Just deserves congrats for some people. That's Ryblox XRB. Look at that chart. It's pure insanity. I think Ryblox was maybe involved with the McAfee pump. We're already up to like 8 or 9 of those, and you can do well if you get in the first little lump of it. I think a lot of the older investors are a little concerned about his daily pump. Anyways, Ryblox has done well. It's a protocol, and it's so high at this point. It's scary to get in if you're not already in. It would have been nice to catch that little red week dip here, I guess. But instead of going with Ryblox on that red week dip, I went with EOS, which has had a little bit of a comeback, but EOS has not gotten the McAfee bump. It's already experienced its nice run. Ryblox is still in its breakaway run because everyone knows about EOS, and a couple weeks ago almost nobody knew about Ryblox, and now everybody knows about it, and they have that excellent performance, so people are on the hype train with that. EOS, I loaded up again here. We felt really lucky to have gotten in at this level. I've just always been concerned about having gotten out of EOS. I got in here and then got out around here. Got into other cryptos that did better performance than EOS up to about here, at which point EOS went ballistic, and so I missed out on that train, and I feel left out, but I'm okay. I did great on the other stuff I was in. That CryptoKitties thing with Ethereum has shown Ethereum's weakness, and the world's looking for protocols to build on that are not going to suffer like that. I mean, I didn't have a single Ether kitty, and I don't plan to. But if a gigapet can bog down an entire blockchain, then that blockchain isn't going to cut it. So everybody's starting to wonder who's going to be the one to shadow Ethereum, which Ethereum is now up still, I think, in the $700-800 range. I don't know if we've dropped there. $730. Who can shadow Ethereum? I mean, a lot of coins are based on the Ethereum platform, and is it going to be EOS? Is it going to be Ryblox? Is it going to be Neo? I don't think it can be Neo. One of the reasons is Neo's a very difficult chart to trade, which deters people from making Neo more popular than it is. And having shown the weakness from the Chinese ruckus a few months ago, maybe Neo's got a bright future. I don't know, but what I know is from a trader point of view, Neo's not a good coin to trade, and because you can just make such huge losses. I know all my other videos I said the same thing. I'll stop there. Power Ledger. I wanted to look at Power Ledger because Power Ledger is not only a crowd favorite, but they're marketing geniuses as far as to go through the ICO phase here. This only popped out, what is this, November 3rd, 2nd? We're only a couple months in, and they've managed to keep their chart in a fairly progressive state. Well, here we are here, and I got in on Power for the last boost and got out at a good time. And here we are, and Power's not pulling off exceptional moves through this kind of choppy period of the market after the red week last week. Let's see. They will no doubt pick it up again, but I already got tired of hanging on to power through this phase. So, boom, pushed on to the next thing. I'll be back in power again. Their news tends to make them go ballistic. Okay, we're up to Dragon Chain. Set this aside. I want to talk about Dragon Chain because it's got an ambiguous feel in the market. Its chart's still level. You kind of feel like if Dragon Chain's got a future, it needs to present itself soon. Of course, it's only 4th of December since it's been out. We're only a month in. The issue with Dragon Chain, and I saved this tab here, it's the misperception involved with the Disney. And here's 3 articles that Dragon Chain has posted right on their main page. You see, this is Dragon Chain's page. Well, here it is. Inc. Disney incubated Dragon Chain. And Business Insider. Disney built a blockchain, and now its creators are trying to turn it into a commercial platform to compete with Ethereum. And then we have HuffPost. Disney's Dragon Chain sends 3 blah blah blah. As far as the consensus still is, this crypto has nothing to do with Disney. And here on their webpage, development of Disney private blockchain platform. Dragon Chain, though, is built by people who used to work at Disney. Disney's not involved with this. And they've made sure Disney is on this front page. How many times? We've already seen it 5 times. How many times are they going to say Disney? I mean, they're also doing a lot of name dropping here. This just has to do with the physical location of their office. Dragon Chain's over here. They've got to tell you that, oh, our neighbors are Valve, Bitrex, T-Mobile, Boeing, Starbucks. Like, Starbucks has to do with anything. I mean, these guys are name dropping like crazy, which, you know, marketing, you don't give up freebies. If Disney had something to do with this, if they developed it while they were at Disney, maybe a drop or 2. But I don't like this. I feel like I'm being name dropped to death. It's like you're hanging out with somebody at a party for a minute and they just won't stop dropping names. You know, tell me, build up your marketing angle in new ways. I mean, I'm not even crazy about the marketing look and feel. I don't really care. What I care about is a coherent way forward. And maybe Dragon Chain's got a big future. I don't know. Depends what they can pull off themselves. Depends what news they have. You know, we're all waiting on news to drive cryptos. They can merge partnerships, this and that. But the name dropping issue concerns me. Because, for example, what just happened with QSP? With QSP, oh no, excuse me, not QSP. Let me take that back. With Einsteinium, where they posted a picture of themselves with an Apple computer on it. And then everyone said, well, maybe this is going to be Apple news coming up. But it wasn't really the case. And so look at this. That fake picture and the fake name drop sent this one rocketing. And here we are. We're already back down halfway. And spikes like this, man, you can make a fortune if you're in on the right side of it, of course. And people got slaughtered, and they had a double opportunity to do it. And kapow, annihilation. And as fun as this is for the front-siders, and as painful it is for the back-siders, when you get your charts out here, people look at these and they get scared. Because it doesn't look good. And this was based on a fake name drop that wasn't thwarted. Maybe they've got something to do with Apple, but they didn't tell people that for sure that they did. And they didn't dissuade the murmur based on that name drop. And back to Dragon Chain, they're name dropping fiends. You know, I wish Dragon Chain would build their image more than just go. They're just leaning on this Disney thing. And as far as we know, Disney didn't develop them in any way whatsoever. Anyway, moving on. Request Network. I wanted to cover Request Network a little bit because they just had product release. I'm going to talk about Request Network and then one more that just had some kind of version of their product release. Actually, we'll do another. I'm about to leave one out. They released their little PayPal thing. I'm going to drop it out. I'm going to pop the website up for you. They want to be the PayPal button of crypto payment requests. So you can request a payment. It's not quite as... Well, I'm going to pause and find it. I'm not going to waste time for you. Okay, I'm back. And here is the Request Network Alpha Testnet. Alpha Testnet. Just Google it, you'll find it. Here it is. It's simple and straightforward, but like here, right when you load it up, here it is. Connect your MetaMask wallet to create or interact with a request. So you got to use MetaMask. Request amount, Ethereum. So let's say $730. Payers at Ether address. Blah blah. Reason optional. Create a request. So I don't know if they're stuck only in Ether. Here it is. Pay a request in Ether. So it's Ethereum based, which means if CryptoKitties is popping, or if another D app is developed and it's Crypto Doggies, and then we got both of them, well, we're bogged down already. And the price of Ether is volatile. So there's kind of a setback too. To do an Ether transition, like let's say you buy some Ether real quick and you want to do your transaction with a store or whatever, and Ether drops from 730 to 690 or rises from 730 to 830, then you've got a lot of trade action getting just, it's going to clog the transaction. If you end up paying less than you should because of the transaction time. So you buy Ether at 730, CryptoKitties clogs it up for an hour, and by the time it gets to your store, it's only worth $690, so you're $40 short. Well, that's good times. This is awesome. Request Network is awesome, and it's a good move for crypto to have gone this way. But there's just something that it's like we want comparables. We want instant transactions to match instant transactions. If this is going to be the PayPal of crypto, we got to use MetaMask. We got to have a volatile crypto as the payment only. Create a request. I mean, that sounds to me like it needs a second approval by somebody. I don't even know. So here's request price action after the release. I don't even remember which day it was, but you see this didn't go because these releases, like the one I'm going to talk about next, we're finding that they're not fully developed singular item, super focused, leading edge pieces of software attached onto the cryptocurrency blockchain model that they're dealing with. It's like the first product releases are the best we can get, rather than a serious leading edge competitive product. This doesn't beat PayPal yet. You know what? Why use this? Why not just use a 10x credit card or any one of the 10 other crypto cards you can have when you can do an instant transaction through a regular payee? So, same story. I'm going to move on with Blockcat. And for the record, I did really well on Request Network. I still like Request Network. I caught a great big chunk at Request Network. I think it was here to here. It was pre-announcement. I timed it good. Black Cat. I talked about Black Cat in two groups. I made a good point about it. Well, not a good point. I made a big point about showing it to people because Black Cat's release was coming out. Black Cat's going to make drag and drop ways to put a crypto together yourself. Now, that's the kind of product that's on the horizon for a lot of people. But the original release was lackluster. So it was like, here, product release, boom, it took a dump. And that's because the release. Like, I know Black Cat, like, you guys are probably developing something amazing, but you didn't focus on a marketing release point, and instead it was more of a functional query to the public. You wanted to get feedback, and that's great, but there was nothing to really give feedback on. I don't have the link to that original alpha, but it was too sparse. And it's tough on me, not just because the trade, I got in and out without, I think I made a little tiny bit or didn't make much. But, you know, I spread it to so many people. You know, Black Cat is doing this thing. They're gonna be the quick drag and drop for a nice, interesting function. And I feel like I should not have pumped it because I didn't realize it was going to be such a scarce, simple release, you know. So anyways, I hope Black Cat, I hope you guys think about that on your next release, and I hope other people are starting to see this theme. Same thing with Request Network, same thing with Black Cat. And one of my favorite cryptos just had their release, Sonim. And I'm going to compare. I'm going to pause and bring up a great comparison so you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so Sonim. We're checking out Sonim right now. They just had their release. And what an amazing, nice, steady build Sonim had. I caught every moment of the good parts of it. Bought at 8 cents right here. Just really believed that this is the kind of idea that crypto is all about. And it is. And I might say something a little critical here in the next minute or two. It's not about the Sonim concept or the crypto itself. It's about this product release situation that I'm starting to see in some cryptos. And again, I'm not negging Sonim, but this is their official alpha release. Download the Docker. So you download a Docker. I'm not personally going to run an edition of Sonim on my computer, at least right now. So I'm not downloading a Docker, so I don't get to see anything. Follow these instructions. You get some little instructions and run your task. Some complex stuff I already don't get into because I'm not a miner. And this and that. And we're 14 strange instructions down, and it says, hooray, you've just launched the elements of Sonim Network. And that's the release. And Sonim, I mean, I'm pumped about you guys. But go back to the chart. And when was that release? It was right here. And just, I think did it take a dump here and then pop up and then took another dump? Now, I'm not even going to say a critical word, but you just saw the run through of the Sonim Alpha. Well, let's just have a glance at the substratum. Substratum just had their sneak peek of their user interface. All right, I'm just going to play it a little bit. And here's the substratum app, which when you compare it to, I'll start it up again in a second, but when you compare it to Sonim, both are kind of the same thing. They're going to convert your computer into a functional internet-based use of some kind. And here's the substratum UI sneak peek. Overview, network earnings, settings. It's a fully functional little onboard, on-computer application. We're seeing exactly what it is. The substratum release was incredibly popular. Substratum has done just leaps and bounds better and better every passing week, and this release just set them on fire. And this is phenomenal. This is a functional edition of some kind, I'm sure. But I know that as a graphic designer and interface designer, I could put together something like this for something like Sonim. Visually, I wouldn't have all the functions hooked up, but I could have put that together. If Sonim is going to have an interface in the future, well, you put an interface out. Put an interface out with the release. Don't give me a list of 14 strange instructions and nothing I can try. I hope you guys get that together. So again, Substratum, which we should talk about anyway. Performance, schedule, account. I mean, it's a beautiful release. And this is what releases are about. And Blockhead did not have a beautiful release. Request Network had a so-so release. Sonim has a probably pretty complicated product with a kind of a head-scratcher release. I mean, we had this as a timed event. The timer ticked for 30 days. I mean, I checked that every 4 or 5 days to make sure I wasn't missing out on anything cool. And the release, we needed a Substratum release. If there was a release, if there was 6 simple graphics attached to the Sonim release to show us some kind of user interface, then Sonim wouldn't be here having doubts. Sonim would be, we'd be up here. We would have not only mooned, but in the recoil we would have had another moon. And that's what I wanted with Sonim. I don't think that's asking too much. I've been an advocate of Sonim for weeks alongside Aeon. And Aeon. Look at Aeon did fantastic here. Did fantastic here. And here, uh-oh. They didn't burn their extra tokens. They gave their extra tokens back to the users. And so when those tokens were released, papa! Aeon got annihilated. But it's already building back up. And whenever these TRS releases start coming out, I'm expecting there to be, I don't know if it's a monthly release, another 6.5%, 6.25% of their TRS tokens are going to be released to the users. This could take many dumps throughout the year. I'm not even sure. I know I own Aeon again. I've caught Aeon multiple times. I love Aeon, and I've caught it multiple times for excellent rides. And I don't know. I know that I have to keep an eye on Aeon. Anyways, that's kind of changing topics, but simple moves can cause things that should have gone up to go down. And that's my point here is Sonim, Blockhead, Request Network. Probably every one of them awesome products. And I know Sonim is not only going to be awesome, but it's going to be pivotal. But by not giving us a few simple graphics, we didn't get the action we deserved for holding for long periods of time. And I'm sure these releases there that the designers are left going, man, like the Black Hat, like we just released our alpha and bam, we went down. Like, oh guys, I'm with you in saying like, oh, that's too bad. But if you want some tips, feel free to email me. We'll make sure you get on that the nice poppy release points. You know, step forward with something graphics. Graphical things excite people. Substratum excited everybody with this release. Because we call that due diligence. You know, I know you want to step forward and kind of incrementally make sure things work, and you don't want to commit to something where you're not 100% sure. Well, you can do it all over again, new and a better way if you want. But give us that modularized thing. We want to see it. Okay. I've already been going for 30 minutes. I'm going to do one quick run down the cryptocurrency, the coin market cap. Let's look at any standouts. There is none so far. We're at coin 21 icons, still hanging in there for a bounce. There's a lot of people I know holding their breath on this one, thinking, it belongs. It belongs. And a lot of people saying Korea's going to pump it more. And a lot of people saying this will be the new platform. And, well, Icon's great. I don't know what their chart's going to do. I'm still in it. I got in it again here, like super low on this. I knew when that one took, I sold and got back in. Good times. Ryblock's tearing it up. We already talked about it. Next took the worst dump on the top 100. Bitcoin dark. A lot of people call these pumps the evidence of new money rolling in, newbie traders. I don't know, does Bitcoin dark have a reason to be $320? I'm not even going to look it up right now. Most old traders avoid anything that says Bitcoin anything besides, Bitcoin Cash and the occasional weird exchange that happens with Bitcoin. And this is indicative of what we're seeing in the market. Why is the market in the chops again? That's what I call it. It's in the chops. When you're on a boat and the water is rough, it's unpleasant time for everybody for as long as you're in it. And that's what happened rolling out of that red week. We got a green day here, red day here, green day here, red day here. Well, it really stinks, and it's a part of the stock market. On one hand, that's how the stock market rolls. The whales undercut any kind of... The second the upward growth has a stall, the whales start chopping it down. If any of these stock market, I don't know what you want to call them, probably a dirty word, but if any of them are starting to undercut crypto, it's going to be upsetting. I don't think they're in there with their bots yet. I think the exchanges are preventing a lot of bot action from chopping, basically scalping the market every couple of days, which is why the stock market sucks. But a lot of what's going on right now in the market is the newbie pumps, those super pumps that we're talking about. They can't go any higher, yet they just kind of suspended there in space because new people were still willing to buy it. And the whales didn't have enough to undercut it because that was all newbie money and they were hanging on to it. They weren't selling. The whales had some of it, but they're smart and they buy lows, so they couldn't undercut the price enough. There's always somebody there to buy it up. And like what happened with Next, the prices are tipping. And in that suspended state, all of the prices start to slip out a little bit. Some of the old investors start thinking, well, the market's kind of in a crap state. Where am I going to put my money? Because true traders and investors are always looking for the upward motion. So where do you go when all of the coins have been topped out? Our whole top 100 is half of them are brand new the last couple of weeks. Or they've returned there. But this is where we're at. What's tomorrow going to be like? It could be green. What's tonight going to be like when we hit the Asian market? Could be green. It seems like Asia and America are passing the old noogies back and forth. One puts it up, another one capitalizes and takes it down. Well, I don't like it. I sure like that growing market, the super bull market of a few weeks ago. I'm sure everybody else wishes we could get there again. But the fact is if, I don't know, if 7 million people are investing in cryptocurrency today, or a month ago, and today we only have 7,020,000, which I know we got a lot more than that. The willing amount of money in the market is there. It's already there. The market has filled. And when we can't get new growth, it's because the people are there. So the people with their money invested are now swapping cryptos back and forth. And it means we can't run a super bull market like that. Chances are we're going to have some days of winding down, coupled with days of growth. That's what today's market and the market of last week is telling us. We're going to go through some chops here. I don't like it. I would love it if it turned today, but this is what we're seeing the evidence of today. Especially when we look at Bitcoin, which has moved to undecided. Are we going to grow or are we going to dial back? Are we going to grow? You know, we've already been through a few versions of this motion. And seeing the failed high here get recovered here. This is, I'm not zoomed in enough. We're at a pennant formation actually with Bitcoin. You just don't notice it as much because of this super peak here. But if you look at the cut, we're looking at a pennant formation, which means Bitcoin is going to rush upwards or rush downwards, but it's not going to stick around here forever. A lot of Bitcoin's pushed around by the amount of trades it's making in the altcoin exchanges. But the fact is people don't put their money in something they perceive might become unstable. Whales will get out. So is Bitcoin going to make a run down or is it going to make a run up? Well, I think I'd honestly be guessing if I said either direction. If I was being conservative, I'd say it's got to go down a little bit more at this point. We've had failed highs, and that's why. But the way pennants work out is it could literally go either direction, and it depends who wants to drop an extra billion or two in to pump it up. Who's swearing? And swearing with a blood oath that we will push Bitcoin up. That's what the market makers do. But chances are we might have a little correction period, and really it could go either way. I really don't want to make a call either way with Bitcoin. What I do know is I picked some up again the other day thinking, we're down low here. I was thinking, we're down low here. It's time to go up a little bit if it's going to. And it went up and then got out. So I already dropped my Bitcoin for, I think I picked up some salt for the time being. Don't get me wrong. The second Bitcoin shows some hope, especially around here. I'm going to pop some money in Bitcoin and catch the ride. That sure was fun the last time when we caught $7 grand in a couple days. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything like that, but who knows? Anyways, that's all I got today. Glad to be back making videos, guys. It took a while to get my camera and microphone to participate with Windows 10. I'm going to be back. I like to make 2 videos a week. That's my goal. I've been doing this stuff a while. I know it pretty well, and I'd like to commit to that. I hope everything lets me keep doing that. But either way, 1-2 videos a week. It's a blast. I've got other projects rolling in the works. I'm excited about that as well. So I'm juggling 3 things with crypto now. The Crypto Gazer videos, the groups in the investing that I'm always involved in, and then this other project, which we'll talk about later. But here we go, guys. Back on track. Happy trading. Be careful. And Sonim Request Network and Blockcat. Show us some graphics next time. Give us some good releases. I know we're just on alpha for a couple of these, but when beta pops, show us something great, guys, because I believe in you. I believe in your purpose in this. I know you guys are cutting through the industry, and it's going to be fun. Anyways, guys, happy trading. I am out. Have a good one. Peace.